welcome back. So now it's time for a key influencing without authority insight from an insider. That's what the IWA stands for, influencing without authority. And in my experience, I have found that 50% of influencing without authority is actually figuring people out. This is very much a people-centric and people-focused approach. And if you can figure out people at their core, you have a shot at influencing them. If you're not good at figuring people out, it makes it harder. So throughout this course, we're going to be going through various techniques as well as approaches trying to figure people out so that it gives you a shot at influencing without authority. And that's what we're here for. So having said that, one of the first things that we need to talk about is power base. And figuring out people's power base is incredibly important. If you don't have as much power as someone else does, it makes it harder to influence. So we need to talk about several types of power that exist, and if you have the right mix and the right match and the right approach to these power types, you will have a better shot at influencing without authority. Now, there are 7 main types of power that have been referenced by various psychologists and experts in the field on influence without authority. Some organizations and some authors look at 5 types of power, some 6. I like all 7 of these. I think they're all relevant to what's happening in the workplace and how people use power specifically. And the 7 types are reward, coercive, legitimate, expert, referent, connection, and information. Each one of these has a very unique flavor that needs to be addressed in certain situations. All of these types of power are used generally in combination with each other when you're trying to influence someone. So let's start with the first one. What is reward power? And so what I'd like you to do right now, using your question panel, chime in with what you think reward power is. I will, of course, let everyone know what the answers are, and we'll discuss it. If we have a really lengthy answer, I'll take someone on audio, and we'll go from there. So what is reward power? What do you think it is? What does it mean to you? So really good examples, everyone. Reward power certainly comes in a lot of different forms, and reward power means different things to different people depending on your status in an organization. Certainly if you're a manager, you generally have more ability to reward people, maybe with money or vacation, things of that nature. But in the interim, in your position, it's the idea that you can give someone something, try to motivate them, try to move them forward, to reward them for their efforts. So you can do this through thank yous, internal rewards recognition programs. That was one of my favorite things to do. I always nominate people for whatever kind of internal organization awards that people have. It's really a very simple thing to do, and it doesn't take that much time out of your day to do that. Another thing that I constantly do, no matter where I'm at, is I talk to people's managers. I even do this when I'm in restaurants. When I get particularly good service, I simply ask the person who their manager is so I can pass on a good word. It's really hard to get recognition in the workplace, regardless of where you're at. So get in the habit of rewarding people frequently, even if it's a simple note, or it's a quick IM, or it's the proverbial bribe of chocolate. Chocolate goes a long way with lots of people. Having said that, remember, not all kinds of rewards like that go over very well. So for example, I was teaching a class in Chicago, and I used the chocolate approach. And everyone in the class basically gave me the what for and why for because they wanted fruit. So I had to run out and get fruit to reward them with. So knowing what people want to be rewarded in is actually pretty important. So lots of different types of rewards. Be creative in how you can get there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill out what we call the Power Base Goal Indicator. And this is a handout that asks you a series of questions to determine how much you have in power with regard to certain stakeholders that you've identified in your influencing effort. These might be individual people, they may be stakeholder groups, but what you're going to determine based off of the questionnaire is whether or not you have enough power in the 7 areas that we've identified, or if they have more power. So we're going to walk through how this is filled out and give you the full scoring. It's going to be quite enlightening. And for some of you, you're going to recognize, I completely understand now why I've not been able to influence that person. Lack of power. And if you have a lack of power, it means you have to try a different approach. So let's bring out our handout that we asked you to print out, and let's get it filled out. And you see the power-based goal indicator. This is something I do on larger influencing efforts where I don't know the people maybe as well as I need to, or there's just so many of them to track, or there's really critical people that I just can't figure out the power base on my own. This could be eye-opening for you. So how this is going to be filled out is you're going to go back to your GROW model. Remember your GROW model from the last time? You had two different instances. One was a failed effort of influence, and one was a successful effort of influence. Or you can decide to kind of create a new GROW model right now, and we're going to add the power base to the GROW model as an extension of trying to be strategic and figure things out.